Good morning, Academy 55. David Kahn here on Tuesday, the 1st of July. It's 6 minutes to 11 here in the morning in the UK. Waiting to possibly push the button on a sell on the EUR USD. Yeah, we're looking at the EUR USD on the 1 minute time frame following the Academy 55 indicators and strategy. And all that good stuff. Waiting for a possible sell. We've been on a buy. It went into the buy zone down here. I'll show you better. We had a buy zone down here, there, and we went up. And now we're waiting for this sell. The euro has been on the highest it's been for quite a while. So this is where I want to put my stop loss. Right there. So I'm going to lock that in. This is where the stop loss is going. Of course, I've got to wait for the sell alert. And also the wave has just started to turn red. But the trend line is 3 o'clock horizontal now. All we're waiting for is the red, because we've got the red volume ribbon. We're waiting for that to turn red, which could be any time now. And if it does, and I get a sell alert, I'm in. But I'm waiting for that sell alert. And at the moment, I'm 3.2 pips from stop loss to entry, which is not too bad. But obviously, I'm going to be governed by that sell alert, and in anticipation of the red trend line. We're on at 11 o'clock this morning because we had lots of red flag news at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock even. So I thought I'd give myself a bit of a lie-in here in the UK and just wait for trades between 11 and 12 today to show you that it does work different times of the day. Of course it does. But right now we are waiting for that all-important sell alert, which may or may not happen. I mean, we might, but we've got an awful lot of imbalance down here to sort of equalize, which is good. But we'll see what happens. Price will do what it's going to do. The euro is taking advantage of a very weak dollar, as high as it's been for 4 years, and we got a sell alert. So I'm in at 3.9 pips. So I'm in the trade at 3.9 pips. And it is what it is now. Let's go and look on the, I got in 3.9 pips. So there we go. That's where I got in the trade, which brings my 2-to-1 down to there. So, and also the red trend line has turned red now. The anticipation of that paid off. So we got red trend, red volume ribbon, red wave, sell alert. So everything's technically good to go. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the indicators off, go to the 5-minute, and we've got this nice little bit of imbalance down here that needs to be sorted out. But are they going to do that? That's the thing. The timing of it, it needs to be done, and it will be done. But will it be done today or later on today? Hopefully, for our point of view, we hope that they do this sooner rather than later, but it's not necessarily the case. We'll have to wait and see on that. Might actually go sideways a bit more. But we're in the trade now. So let's just go and I really teach you guys to go and make a cup of tea because trade's on. We accept a 1% loss or a 2% gain, whatever the case may be. Welcome to all the YouTube people seeing me on YouTube as well, on my YouTube channel. If you have a question there, please write it in the chat provided. Also, what I'll do is I'll throw open the chat on our Zoom link because all Academy 55 members get to see this live with me in the Zoom. So I'm in the trade. Last month was very successful for me personally. Achieved my monthly target. Every month since I've started, I have been in positive. Not achieved the target every month, but most months how I have. And the advantage of being an Academy 55 member is you get to see my journal and also my live recordings are all recorded in the back office. So you get to see all the corresponding trades with the information from the journal and double check up on me, that sort of thing. The whole idea is to go after a very small achievable target every month. So you don't put pressure on yourself, look for the best probabilities, i.e. red for a sell, green for a buy, that sort of thing. But here we are. Now we're going sideways now, thinking because they're collecting orders. Hopefully they're collecting more sell orders to be able to come back down to achieve our 2% and getting these imbalance areas. But like I said, we have to appreciate that we might be on for a 1% loss, which is no big deal. Over the course of the month, panning it out, waiting for the best probabilities, it's no big deal at all. Patience is in the order of the day. So hopefully this is going to be a very good start for us. For me, anyway, for the month of July. A nice 2% win under your belt. And technically, I only need another 4 of these. And I've achieved my target already for July. On the EUR USD. Like I say, what I tend to do is at this point go and make a cup of tea, have a coffee. No point watching the charts because it just gives you angst, anxiety. So with that in mind, what we're going to do is for our new members of Academy 55, I'm going to play you this.
Hi, this is Steve with a very short video to show you where to get the training for the indicators and tools we use inside Academy 55. So once you're logged into the members area, you'll see in the premium dashboard this section that's entitled Start Learning. And if you click here, that'll take you through to the learning library. Now, we'll say at this point, we highly recommend you watch each of these videos 2 or 3 times to get a full understanding of how everything works. Here you'll find tutorials on using the MT4 Trade Assistant and how to use the MT4 platform with the Trade Assistant. This is the longest video you'll find inside the platform. It's around 30 minutes long, well worth your time. Watch the video once, then maybe write a few questions down that you might have for yourself, and watch the video for a second time, and things will really start to make sense. By the time you watch it 3 times, you'll fully understand how everything works. So that's the longest video. It's about 30 minutes long, well worth your time. And then you can jump into individual trainings here for how to remove indicators. These videos are just a couple of minutes long. How to move MetaTrader around like you can in TradingView, Trading Assistant controls, how to do back testing in TradingView, how to draw vertical lines to mark out your hour, and so much more. And by the time you watch this video or see this video, there might be other trainings in this section. But everything here is well worth your time, and you find that, as I said a moment ago, from the main dashboard in the Start Learning section. Now, one more thing just to mention here. If you're looking for anything in particular, if you come down to the support name of FAQs, click on Get Support, and in this area you'll find a detailed FAQ section, and you can come through here. For example, if you're looking for an answer to a question about MetaTrader, have a look through these, and once you click through you'll find direct links to videos that give you answers to most of the questions that we get asked on a regular basis. So hopefully you found this useful, and back to your further training.
Thanks very much, Steve. Right, so with that in mind, we will look at, oh dear, right. Okie dokie, so let's see what's going on. We have just been, because our stop loss is there, we have just been taken out just, which is a real crying shame. But as I say, it's only a 1% loss, which is no big deal. So with that in mind, what I wanted to do is not dwell on that too much. We'll come back to that a little bit later. I want to actually show you another favorite time of mine of the day, and that is at 2:30 in the afternoon. So we're going to go all the way back to on the US 100. So what we'll do is we'll go to the calendar. Of course, it's in June. So we go to the calendar, the 30th of June, 2:30 in the afternoon. So scroll all the way down, that's 14:30. And go to that area there. As you can see, I already marked it up. Because at 2:30, we have a volume increase on the US 100 because the New York Stock Exchange opens. And what happens is when the New York Stock Exchange opens, we have volume increase. As you can see here, the volume is not very much at all before 2:30, but as soon as 2:30 arrives, which is there, the volume certainly does increase. Look at the volume on these candles here compared to that, 2 or 3 times bigger than these candles here. It shows you the volume is a lot bigger because the New York Stock Exchange is opened. And we can use that to great effect, combined with the Academy 55 strategy. So obviously we're looking for a sell alert, and then we get the red, red, red. And really with the volume, it was a case of within 6 minutes, I actually got my 2%. So that's my other favorite time of the day on the US 100. But back to today, and unfortunately, because the euro is taking advantage of this is the high, well, we can now have a look at the bigger picture. I'm going to go on the daily and show you just how high the euro is, taking advantage of a weak dollar. If we go on the weekly or even the monthly, we can see that the euro is the highest it's been since August or September even. Yeah, since September 2021. So get rid of these lines here. Remove the drawings a minute and do a little bit of analysis. We have a little bit of imbalance here. Look, this is what price might be heading up to now. I'm looking at that candle there. Let me just change conditions a minute. It's a red FVG, sell FVG, which stands for fair value gap. Exactly the same as an imbalance anyway. But we've got no buying power this side. No buying power that side. This is on the monthly time frame. So as you can appreciate from here, there to there is a long way away. Although it looks fairly close. 26. Yeah, that's nearly 100 pips away. So it wouldn't make any difference to us at the moment because it's so far away. But this indeed is where maybe is price going to go and tap into this imbalance here before sorting out this imbalance here, because this is all imbalance as well. Because it's got to get in there, and it's waited all that time since 2021. So it can meander its way up to there. Well, anyway, so we'll go down to the 4-hourly now. And this is the monthly imbalance on the 4-hourly. I'm just going to draw a few trend lines. I don't usually do these because trend lines are very subjective. But I do sometimes on higher time frames. That's usually you're waiting for 3 touches before a downward. So with that in mind, there could very well be price coming up to here before dropping. You don't know. Just a so I'll put the line chart on. This area here is an important line. 1 touch, 2 touches, and It stayed along this line for a whole 4 hours. Yeah, 4 hours that before there. So that's obviously an important area. So we're going down to the 1 hour, looking for the spikes in the line chart. And we discover that this area here is the nearest important area. It's being resistance there, resistance there, resistance there. So that is an area to look out for. So between those two, we have a sort of it's going to come back and hit that and then come back down again. We don't know. Right, let's go and put the back on again. See, all the way down here is the buy zone. And because you fooled us once, I'm not tempted to jump into a trade, even if one presents itself. Go down to the minute. Put the indicators back on. See, we're now in a buy situation. I'm not going to be fooled into that one. We tried to sell because I did really think it was going to go down, and it still might do, to be fair. But I'm not going to be fooled about that anymore. It's very unfortunate, but a 1% loss because it went, well, it's well above that. So it's not like we just got with commission or anything. We well and truly got taken out there, unfortunately. But that's the way it is. 1% loss is no big deal. And I will possibly come back myself at around about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon and look at the US 100. So now is the time to ask any questions if you have any questions. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this for you.
Hi, this is Steve, and in this short video I'm going to just show you the settings for the trade. Make sure that you've got the minimum 2-pip stop loss on the Euro USD or any currency pair, and how you set it for if you're trading a commodity like the US 100, because the settings are slightly different. So here you can see we're on the Euro USD chart here. I've got my risk to reward on the trade assistant locked at 2-1. I've got my risk balance at 1%. Lot calculator is on, and my little purple button here between the buy and sell is also activated. So we're ready to bring the trade assistant onto the chart. Now you'll notice here that we've got the stop loss set at 20. That indicates 2 pips when you're on a currency pair. And we can actually change that here by typing over it. So if I type in there 40 and just tab off here, you can see now we've got a stop loss of 4 pips because we're on a currency pair. In this example it's Euro USD, but it could be Euro GBP or any currency pair. So let's just put that back to 20 for our 2 pips. We'll click off here, and now we'll just put the lines on so that you can see that is showing us 2 pips over here on the actual tool, ready to actually get involved with a trade if that's what we were going to do. But that's not what we're here for now. I'm going to click off the lines here, and what we're going to do is we're going to change our chart from Euro USD to US 100, and I can do that by dragging it onto the screen here. You'll see it now switch over to US 100, and now you can see that stop loss says 20, and that's wrong for a commodity. So what we want to do here is come in here and type 2000. This is the equivalent of 2 pips on a commodity such as US 100. So now when I put the lines on, you'll see the number 2000 here, and if I just zoom around, you'll notice the 2 to 1 still applies, 2000 and 4000 here, where we've got a $1,000 trade in place, risking $1,000 to win $2,000. So that's the number that you need to get your 2 pip minimum on. So the minimum number would be 2000. You could have anything above that if you're on a commodity like US 100, and the number will be 20, which is 2 pips equivalent if you're on a currency pair such as Euro USD. Hopefully you found this useful, and thanks very much for watching.
Thanks very much, Steve. Yeah, fantastic stuff we got here in Academy 55 for your learning. I'm still fancying that sell, to be fair. So this is where I want my stop loss. So I'm going to lock that in there. And waiting for the volume ribbon to turn red, which we'll do anytime now. Everything else is green. Sorry, everything else is red. So I'm going to give myself, I want to get below there, I think. And then I possibly might be in this sell again, you know, because I do fancy the sell because it's been buying and buying and buying. I want to wait for it to get below there because the volume ribbon is still not red yet anyway, which tells me the volume is set to go down, but it will change. That will go red at any time. But I want to wait for it to go below there, because then it'll be out of consolidation as well. So it's bounced off that line there again. So I'm allowed to trade one more time today within the rules. So I'm going to give a second sell a go. But I want to get extra confirmation of getting below this point here, really. Because there's lots of imbalance down there that needs to be filled. And drag that down a bit more there, lock that in. Just save yourself a few tenths of a pip. It all helps because you've got a shorter 2% target. But indeed, it is bouncing off that line again now with that small candle there. So I've just got to I've got to make sure, I want the confidence to know that we are indeed going for a deeper sell, but right, I'm in again because I've got a 5.8 stop loss, red trend line, red wave, red volume ribbon, everything's good to go. The only thing is we've got consolidation, so but we also got imbalance down here. I'm going to draw this up on the trading view. So this is where I got in here. 5.8 stop loss, which is there. So indeed, that's where I got in. Takes my two to 1 down here. There we go. Make this a bit bigger. So, but we've got plenty of imbalance down here. that needs to be filled. So hopefully we'll have enough volume to do that. But I was hoping that on that one there it happened, but we got caught in consolidation, and still we might get caught in consolidation, which is a consideration, a factor. All this here is consolidation, and I was waiting for it to go past there, which it just did. Again, though, because I was on 5.8 from entry to stop loss. So this is where we are at the moment. I wasn't tempted to take a buy. Well, you couldn't take the buy anyway because nothing happened, because the trend line is still red. And you don't. That's where if you was to do the buy, your stop loss would be there, and your entry would be up there somewhere. And as you can see, it never even made that anyway. So again, I'm in a situation of looking for a sell. We've got imbalances down here, even though they are 1 minute candles imbalances. Be interesting to see if it breaks that indecision candle there, because that'll be really good news if it breaks that and carries on down, hopefully. But again, and because I've taken this trade now, I will not be able to trade anymore today, unless you do paper trading, of course. But I'm not going to be taking any more trades today. And hopefully the US dollar is making a resurgence, gaining strength a bit, which will push the euro down. And the euro will take advantage of equalizing price action by filling out these imbalances here. So what I'm going to do is, I haven't got any questions from anybody at the moment. So rather than me prattle on, what I'll do is I will go on silent and we'll see this one play out or not, as the case may be. And I'll just leave it playing, and then we can go from there. So if I have any questions or anything, I'll come back on again. But if not, we'll just go silent and see how things progress. Okay, so we had a continuation of sideways movement. And so really, unfortunately, we are creating lower lows, but not low enough for us. While also going sideways. So really, the Academy 55 indicators and strategy are not going well in these conditions. So I've reached the end of my strategy limit for today. Never mind, we'll come back stronger tomorrow. And we've only lent them the 2%. We'll get it all back again. Been in this situation many, many times before, but I ain't trading anymore today. Traded twice. That's all I'm allowed for today. And tomorrow will be different conditions. And we will come back stronger again and get it all back again, I'm sure. So thanks very much for watching and speak to you soon. Bye for now.